Hey everyone, Spicy Toast Gaming here. Hope you're having a great day. Hope this video can make it a little bit better. Today we'll be showcasing our 6-star Lux Illuminated with the new event, or not event, but quest, battle pass, new patch, all that. We were able to get enough resources to unlock Lux Illuminated and 6-star her. So let's go ahead and go through that. Let's see what powers she has, because probably for a lot of you hadn't really thought about Lux Illuminated for a little while. So when ally is targeted or supported, granted spirit and impact. Really nice. The spirit gives you 1/1, so just further scaling up, and the impact gives you a little bit extra damage when you are attacking the enemy nexus. Also inspiring presence, round start create a prismatic barrier in hand. If you already have one, reduce its cost by 1. So nice to be able to try to protect our units, and then it also helps that whole targeting playstyle. We have Crush, Allies of Overwhelm. With this plus the extra stats and impact, we can actually do a lot of damage, which is quite nice. We have Mana Flow, and then I'll drop off my camera right here for your 6-star. Each round, the first time you attack, so this can only happen once, refill 1 mana for each attacking ally and draw a spell. Now, this can be quite good because it's giving you some mana back. So you either use some of those spells as combat tricks to make sure you're coming out on top in this engagement. So that can be really good. Or then if you are able to attack, don't need to play any of those spells, you can then refill your board with some extra units, because this is just giving you mana, not spell mana, just normal mana that you can use on whatever. So if you need to play some more units or play some spells, this works for you. So this is overall pretty good. Let's take a look at the bonus stars. So 200 gold, champions have Dreams of Yordle, so Spirit and Impact. Prismatic Barrier has Mana Potion, very nice since we're generating this with our 2-star. Followers you acquire with a base cost of 2 or less have Bright Staff. So this is trying to just push us again towards having those cheap early game units and then further gain that spirit. Smoldering Smirk has Stopwatch. This is really good because it targets 2 units, which you're targeting gives them spirit and impact, and then it boosts them, which your boost effects increase your spirit and impact, and then it strikes someone. So this is actually very, very good. Overall, Lux, pretty good, has a lot of power in her kit, a lot of extra damage. Now for the build we're going for the Incandescent Batons. We get +1 mana, and then we draw a cheap unit that has Targon's Brace, which gives it support. Remember, when our units are targeted or supported, they get that extra spirit and impact. The Perfect Hex Horse, we can again target one of our units every round to further just give them that spirit and impact count for our targeting. And Crown Guard Inheritance when I level up Rally. With Lux, she levels up when attacking allies have attacked with 20 or more positive keywords. This counts towards the stacks of spirit and impact. This should be pretty good with Crown Guard, especially near the end of the adventure. You can often end games very quickly because over the course of the adventure, you're trying to get a lot of early game units, early game power, extra keywords on your units. So normally you can just attack, level up, rally, attack again, and end the game. So it is quite good. Also, we're trying to go for the Perfect Hex Core over the Fear Cleaving Axe, because this way, even when Lux isn't on the board, we're still getting that benefit. One thing we can do is we can attack with our units and not even necessarily have Lux on the board. And then if that would have triggered her level up, we can then just drop her, she'll level up, give us a rally, and we can immediately attack again. Overall, think it should be pretty good. Fiddlesticks can be a pretty deadly encounter, and that's what we're going to be going for, the 6.5 Fiddlesticks adventure. So we want to try to end very quickly. Now, if you're enjoying all the daily videos, a like and subscribe, always appreciated. Also, if you want some more gameplay that you're not getting over here, you can check out my replays channel. Everything I do on stream is put up over there, and we've done a couple different builds testing out Lux Illuminated. So if you want to see anything extra, go ahead and go over there, and let's hop into it. We're in the 6.5 Fiddlesticks adventure, pretty much the toughest content in the game currently, and normally we would like to show off anytime we get someone to 6 stars. All right, so power, we'd like to get units, but ooh, that is pretty good. Evolution is excellent. Allies have 1/1 for each keyword. That means, yeah, pretty good. Let's go ahead and grab that. Probably one of the best powers we could actually get, since our spirit and impact, we're getting that keyword for a lot of people. This is going to be probably pretty ridiculous. Let's go for Sleepless Slumber. That looks all right. All right, so we could drop Lux, but I think I'd rather get a couple units on the board. So let's maybe go for our Luminous Bright. They do have enough to play their Darkness right away. We could try to pass. It is a little tough. I don't want them to just pass back, so I think we'll just drop this here. All right, I think we might just go for double Luminous Bright. Let's drop a Hex Core upgrade right here, and then go ahead and attack like this. So pretty good damage. Do we want to play anything else? I think we might just want to develop our board because we're already winning the engagement. Let's go ahead and drop this right here. All right, so we'll try to develop this turn and then likely end next. I think let's go here to boost up, or well, give this unit some stats, and then we can drop a Tree Spirits to boost all of our other units. And they're too scared to attack. We were going to use our Prismatic Barrier if we needed it. We could drop Lux already. I think let's go ahead and attack like this. This should do a ton of damage. If we don't end, we can then drop our Lux Illuminated. She will immediately give us that rally, and then this will be game. Since we're going to get a lot of mana back, though, let's go for another form up. So as you see, your extra mana overflows into your spell mana, but GG. Ooh, boost all units 3 times, and that being a bit less isn't too bad. Production Surge isn't bad, just get units on the board. 4 cost. It is a lot. I think we'll actually potentially go for the Production Surge, because we could play this for 0 mana just to get another unit on the board, which could be pretty good, because the more units we have, the more mana we get back. All right, we want stuff nice and cheap. Bloodthirsty Marauder is not too bad. I do like Renekton, and he'd be cheaper as well. So, sure, let's go ahead and go here. Spells or item chest. I'm a little bit worried about Vicious Mockery. I think let's go for Shadow in the Brush. This isn't too bad. Sure. I like that with this sort of build, we don't need our Lux necessarily turn 1. Like, it's nice if we can have her, but if we don't quite get her, it's not too bad. All right, I think let's just really try to develop our board as much as possible. Because the more units we have, the more mana we get back. So I think let's go for a Production Surge. All right, let's target this one. We kind of want everyone to get some amount. So these support effects will be very nice. This will be a good amount of damage. We'll get 4 mana back. All right, so I think let's go for the Smoldering Smirk. And let's actually do it with Renekton. That way he levels, I think. So let's strike this one and then boost both of these. All right. There's a pretty good amount of damage. Nice. Bloodthirsty Marauder. Sure, go ahead and drop this here. So let's give him barriers so he can survive. And let's see, some of these don't have impact. Let's try to target them there. All right, that's a little worrying. But with the extra targeting, he should be fine. Perfect. All right, so we still haven't had our Lux Illuminated, but shouldn't really matter. This should be more than enough. Let's burn some mana here, just so that we get some mana back. But yeah, this should be GG. Perfect. Absolver, Sonic Wave, Duelist. A lot of these are pretty solid. Summoning Beacon is nice. I think we'll go for the Sonic Wave because we can play this and then play a Resonating Strike, which gives us just more targeting. The Dread, I think I'd rather fight the Thalassophobia since we have that barrier. So let's go for the Spells Chest. Judgment's kind of funny, pretty expensive. Sure, Grifter's deck can be good into Fiddlesticks. Not that we really care about targeting the enemy too much. Let's go here for Thalassophobia. Let's go into some of these more expensive units. With Lux, you do want to have a very strong early game. I think let's open with Renekton. That is a pretty big unit. I think I still want to try to drop a Lumino Sprite. All right, so they're going for that one. I was hoping they were going to go for our Renekton. They'll probably be able to kill it, but let's still go for a upgrade here just to see if we can get something. All right, bigger. We can drop a Bloodthirsty Marauder and then go for our Production Surge since we can play that for free. So we can go ahead and attack like this. I kind of want to see how they block, so I don't really want to challenge one of their units. All right, we'll just go for the Prismatic right here. All right, so they're immediately opening up with the list. That's totally fine. So we'll just target that with the barrier. And then let's see. So they all do have that Spirit and Impact. So we can go ahead and drop our Tree Spirits. Just further scaling up all of our units. I think let's see how they attack first. So yeah, he's not quite surviving, also not quite killing their unit, which is a little bit sad. Sure, let's go ahead and get that one off the board. Here, we could spend time playing other units, but I think we can just focus on our spells, and this will be giving us enough damage that we can just attack and end. We're getting mana back if we need it. GG. Nice. All right, so far it's been pretty solid. I think we'll go here for the Vanguard Defender. Really good. We kind of want to stack up as many keywords as possible. I think we'll go for the champion item, even though the shop would be tempting. Redacted, like getting more copies of him would be fun, but we kind of care a little bit more about our Lux. Shout out to him can be nice because then we have 2 units that are supporting. I think we will cut some cards. Not always the best into Fizz, well not Fizz, but Fiddlesticks. But some of these cards, especially that Mage Seeker, we kind of don't want. Go for Elise. Alrighty, we can get rid of the Tree Spirits. Perfect, we got our Lux. Yeah, it's always inconsistent on whether or not she's going to level. Let's, I think, drop our Lumino Sprite. I think we'll go Lumino Sprite, Renekton, and Marauder. So we'll target this one first, because whatever keywords it gets, it can pass on to others. So we can go ahead and attack like this. Should be pretty good. We'll get a bit of mana back. All right, so these 2 are surviving, so let's give this one the barrier. So we can survive and kill their Elise. All right, pretty nice. Yeah, Lux is solid, but sometimes dropping her turn 1 isn't necessarily the best. But looks like she did get enough keywords to level, so we can drop her right here, get that rally, and we can try to end the game, but likely they're about to open, or they're about to attack. Yeah. All right, let's give her barrier. And I think we actually won't block with either of these. It'll be fine. Yeah, this will be okay. All right, who do we need to get some targeting on? So it looks like they all have that Spirit Impact. We could drop 1 more unit. Sure. Well, that sucks. Yeah, we'll have that go through, unfortunately. All right, so really good attack. We'll get some mana back so we can play our Ruthless Predator or Form Up if we need it. But we don't. GG. All right, not too bad. I think we'll go for a Farsight just to make sure we get our... I'm gonna say to be sure we get our Lux, but... Yeah, I think we'll still do it. It is tempting, though, to focus a little bit more on Renekton. We do love drawing him turn 1, because he is still very good. Member Game, Disarmed, Nature's Revenge. I think we'll go for Nature's Revenge. For one, it's when you gain the attack token, you summon a sapling. So with our rally, we would summon another one. But then just having another unit to attack with some more keywords can help make sure we level, get some more damage down. That'll be pretty good. Not a huge fan of Survive the Night. Granted, their kill spells can be rough too, but I think let's go for the Pale Death. Let's get rid of Divine Draft and Prodigy. Yeah, our first turn, we want to get kind of as many units on the board as we can. I think let's risk a pass. We don't want to drop some of our units and have them immediately kill them. All right, great. I think we could actually try to drop our Lux since we get 2 copies. Drop our Renekton. Go for our Production Surge. We can hopefully level up this round. I think let's give this Lux the extra impact. So we could attack like this. And our Lux will level, so we'll get a rally, we'll get another sapling. Let's have our Lux grab some of the more scary enemy units. So sure, we can grab that one right there, or just our challenger units, I suppose. All right, this should be decent, good amount of damage. We'll level up, we'll get some more mana back. Alright, so they didn't want to block at all, so we didn't get the opportunity to play more spells. But now we can drop some Lumino Sprites. So this should be pretty good. Now, we're not going to get mana for this attack, but it still should be solid. Alright, let's drag this one aside, and this is a lot of damage. This should just be GG. Goodness. Game start, summon me. Countdown 1, create 2 lucky finds. Potentially this would be summoned and then immediately count down 1. So it'd potentially immediately give us 2 targeting, which could be pretty good. I think we'll try it. Because normally game start happens and then the round starts, so I think we might be able to get it. Let's try to go for the shop. Cataclysm's not bad. Your units have evolve. We should generally be able to trigger this, so that just gives all of our units an extra 2/2. That'll be really nice. Ally starts a free attack. Sure, I think we can get that. Let's try one reroll here, see if there's something else that seems really good. A Relentless Pursuit would be nice. Silverwing, also pretty good. Another rally. I think we're probably fine. We kind of like the cheaper combat tricks. Yeah, I think we should be good. Let's go ahead and go for a Sickening Plunge. That looks pretty solid. We know we're going to draw our Lux because she has the Farsight. Now, they can be pretty annoying. They have some, like, recalls. So we're going to... Oh, yes, it did work. So we were able to get 2 lucky finds. We will try to pass. Wow, that is a lot. I'll try to drop Renekton. All right, let's go for our Lux Illuminated. And now we have a lot of extra targeting, so we can make sure our units get both that Spirit and Impact, because a lot of our units have Spirit baseline, but they don't also have Impact. We could try to buff them up a little bit. But I think we actually maybe just focus on the Renekton and Lux, since the other 2 are going to die. We'll probably have enough to rally. Wouldn't mind Spell Shield, though. Alright, perfect. So let's go ahead and attack like this. Let's use this to drag that one aside. And then this should be solid amount of damage. Give us a rally. We can immediately attack again.
I am not afraid of the light within.
All right, pretty good. I think let's try to go for Light Feather.
Or should I say Malux?
We could go for Lumino Sprite, but then we wouldn't get some combat tricks. But we should have enough damage. This should be fine. I think we'll actually spread out the buffs a little bit. All right. GG. Nice. All right, Relentless Pursuit. I think we'll do this, especially with the Power Rift. It would be pretty solid. Yeah, we can go ahead and grab this here, although the Rootless Predator would also be pretty good as well. Game start, summon an Emperor's Dais. We're normally not filling up our board completely, so it would be 1 extra unit attacking. I don't know if it would count for our effect. Sometimes it checks and then this attacks. Could be okay. I think let's try to get something a little bit better. Mountain's Peak, I don't really want to give them the cost reduction. We're already drawing too many cards. Okay. They'll still get some benefit from it. I think we're fine. There's some things here that are okay, but we're doing pretty well. Epic Champion is pretty good. We don't actually really want to go for the Quick Strike Blade because it's our first attack that we get the mana back. Quick Strike can be pretty good, but you kind of don't want to waste that. We could go for Ninja Tappy. I think let's go for Power Rift. That lets us develop our board more, so that should be pretty great. I think we will still cut a card. We want to end turn 1. I'm probably never going to play Prodigy. And yeah, let's go for Fiddlesticks. Let's get rid of the Divine Draft. And we'll actually hold on to Lux. I know we're going to draw her, but we're kind of, with the Inner Sanctum, having too many cards. Because, yeah, we already having cards get obliterated. A little bit worried. I'm going to try to pass. All right, let's drop a Vanguard Defender. Can drop a free Renekton. Let's drop our Lux. And I think we now also drop our Vanguard Defender. So here, let's try to target a bunch of these units. So that one to get the Spirit Impact. Renekton already has Spirit Impact. Let's go over here. I don't see that we have Challenger or Quick Attack. I want us to get that Evolve. We actually might have already triggered it. Yeah, let's go ahead and go over here then. All right, so we're able to attack with a full board. This is going to be pretty awesome.
Cut them down.
Let's get rid of this one right there. This is going to be a lot of damage. We're going to get a bunch of mana back, and then we can immediately attack again. Because, yeah, it should be way more than enough we need to level.
This luminescence cannot be suppressed. Demacia defends its own.
Pretty good. Our Incandescence can boost all units, which is going to give us a lot of damage. I think let's go for the Smoldering Smirk first. Let's strike this one because it has the most health, at least for ones that aren't ephemeral. And who do we want to boost? Sure, let's boost these two because they're not being blocked. All right, so we already have enough damage, but sure, let's also drop an Incandescence, and that'll be a nice little OTK. GG. All right, that was pretty awesome. Lux Illuminated is actually quite a bit of fun. I think I prefer normal Lux just because you also get those added lasers, but this is a great support style Lux instead of like mid lane Lux, I suppose. And yeah, you're getting these barriers every round. You're actually focusing on supporting your units, getting a full board, and just attacking. And getting that mana refill and drawing a spell can be quite nice. It's pretty flexible because then you can use it to refill your board or just play a combat trick. And yeah, with the Crown Guard, it is pretty solid. I do like this build, how you can get a lot of power without your Lux being on the board. And then if you need to just drop Lux later for a rally to finish off the game, it's not too bad. But also you can potentially get her on the board right away and just start that scaling. She is a pretty flexible champion and yeah, quite a lot of fun. Having that overwhelm, having that impact and spirit, you actually put out a lot of damage. And I think Vayne is probably a little bit more consistent for being able to OTK the enemy or end in a single turn. As you see there, at the end of the adventure, Lux is able to do just a ton of damage. She kind of reminds me to Pyke, where Pyke at the end of the adventure is normally just absolutely insane because you can get him on the board more reliably. He has extra damage. He just can level up and start wiping the entire board. Lux is pretty similar, that the point you get at the end of the adventure is normally pretty crazy, where you can consistently just one-shot the enemy. Overall, though, pretty fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like and subscribe. Always appreciated. Also, if you want to check out my other replays channel where there's even more content, definitely check the link down below. All right, hope you have a great rest of your day.